This is a very quick introduction of our school online learning platform called Teamie, just for new staff. So this learning platform is essentially, I guess, the extension of the face-to-face classroom, a bit of an online space for your classes. We set this up for you. So we set up classes, and we have the students, so it's all set up when you arrive. My kind of look, these are several classes I'm a member of, and this one is the class that I teach for economics to the high school students. I guess if you first look at it, it's a bit of a social kind of Facebook look to the class, pretty clean. And these here are just individual posts that I've made to the students to share things. The ones in yellow are the homework posts. So the policy is that everyone's expected to post homework via this kind of platform to students across middle school and high school. Students can comment back and forth, and I can attach documents. So if I click on this is just a Google Doc that I've sent to the kids for them to fill in as part of their homework activity. And they work on that. So it connects to Google, and it connects, brings in all the students, for instance. And down the side, I can have labels. So if I click on markets, for instance, this is all the kind of conversations or posts that we had around that particular topic. Scroll down a bit to find you an example. I mean, this kind of example here, can you post an idea or an example of price controls? Or this sort of question where I might have posed a question to students, a bit of a stimulus for them to watch, a bit of a video for them to watch. And then I've asked them to all comment, a bit of an online discussion. So here's me kind of commenting on that student, a bit of dialogue back and forth from different students. So this is kind of a practice we encourage lots for students and for teachers. But down the side here, there's extra things. So materials is the collection of assignments and units, kind of all the, how you might pass resources to students. Generally, these have been created quite collaboratively. So all of these things here are sort of like an online set of resources that either the teachers made or departments have made and shared across different classes. So if I scroll down a bit, here's one that I've taught my grade 11 students. Number of pages. This will open up. So this might be how you might share videos with students, documents. This has actually been developed by a colleague and shared across lots of different classes. And on these pages you'll see things. You can go down a little bit further. We also use this to collect in schoolwork, so you can kind of, in between here, you can see different assignments that I might have collected for different students. This sort of unit here that I've developed, taught this week. Click here. So it's kind of just putting together some resources for the students. There's a video around unemployment. I embedded a worksheet they had to do for homework. And different activities. So it's kind of like an online container for resources. And over time, we've developed these for different departments. The assignments thing was sort of the last thing I'll quickly touch on. So the practice that lots of staff have, I can find an example. So last week, my students did their coursework. So here's an assignment where I collected in their work. So they kind of all working on different Google Docs. I managed to give them some marks. I can view submission. It's a draft. And this is the student's Google Doc here, and I've just used it. They've resolved the comments, but I've used it to drop in comments on the student's work as they were working. I can have rubrics and give them feedback. So those three things, so posting is something we use a lot for homework, for posting information. Units is the thing we use a lot more for sharing of resources in a sort of sequenced, organised fashion with students, and we do that very collaboratively with peers, so different departments will have resources to share. The third thing was assignments. We use that a lot to collect in coursework as a time-saving trick for students. So that's kind of an overview, I guess, of our learning platform called Teamie. We add everything for you, and it's kind of a very kind of, the learning curve should be pretty smooth to start with, but the basic expectation is that you come into your class and press the button at the top, click on task, and then use this to post homework. So I can attach a file, I can give it a label, I can say when the homework's due. And that's the basic expectation moving forward, is that everyone kind of uses this to communicate homework with their students, just to start with. There's lots of other things you can do later. You can do polls, you can do quizzes, all kind of built into the big system. But this is the basic thing for new staff to get started. Okay, hope that was useful.